The divine wanted you here. So you're here. And I feel like you've been, in the past at least, there's been this sense of being ignored, feeling like what you feel, what you do, doesn't really matter. Um, and especially when you really have love for someone, it's like as soon as you do, things start to turn sideways. And you don't really know how to, or you didn't know how to deal with this. Like, what are you doing wrong? What's happening? um, do these cups keep turning over? I see you sitting pensively, like, what's going on here? How can I fix this? And it could be also that you were ignoring something within yourself. You didn't really want to go deep. You didn't. You were afraid to go too deep because if you went too deep, then you don't know if you would come out of it. So there's a few stories going on here. But love is at the center of this. It's like you've always wanted to love. And maybe you have loved, but there's just been something missing. I'm hearing there's always been something missing, and you don't know how to find it. Like, do you dive all the way down to the bottom? Do you like walk away and try again? But you've tried so many times, and so what else can you really do? What else can you do? And you did. You started a healing journey, and I feel like it's reversed because you're you're kind of this is kind of the end of it, or the end of the major cycle of it. We're always on a healing journey, but there's this cycle of it is very close to completion. I've been hearing this a lot from a lot of different readers, but um, and I honestly think it's this Pluto thing, Pluto and Capricorn. Like by November, I think a lot of things are going to change. A lot of things are going to be changing for the better. But right now, it's like the healing that you've been doing. It's like you're backpedaling, or things are not going as you expected, even though you've been doing the work. And you're like, how much more work could I possibly need to do to get through this? So I have some cards underneath each one. Underneath the Four of Cups, we had the Ten of Cups, or Ten of Pentacles reversed, so Cups as well, I guess. Um, there's a pet here. There's a dog or even a cat, maybe, um, that you've lost for some of you. That wants you to know that the love that you showed them was completely was. Oh, that's so sweet. Was very much appreciated and seen, and for all of what it is, and you were loved for everything that you are. And they say, well, maybe this doesn't feel like enough, but just let them know that it was always enough for us. Oh my God, I want to cry. It was always enough for us. Um, and I also think there's a grandparent who's kind of echoing the same things. Okay. And they're saying that there's a talent that you have, that you haven't completely, maybe not at all, you haven't really touched on yet. And um, they didn't see it while they were alive, but they want you to know that it is there, and that it's not that you need this talent for people to know that you're worthy, but it might help you to see that, because it is part of what you're missing. It's this talent that's what it was that was missing. What you're missing is something that you have been craving to do, and you just didn't know that, you haven't been exposed to this, or you haven't taken the time to delve into it, and it's it's really necessary. So whatever this is that you need to really feel complete, do it. Do it, because it's waiting for you, and you're going to be, I mean, you just don't know. You just have so much more talent in this than you would ever expect, and maybe you're going to have to take time to learn it, but you're going to learn it fast. It's not going to be like it's gonna be a nice learning process. There's gonna be frustrations, but it's gonna be a process that is really going to show you who you are. It's going to show you so many different aspects and angles of yourself that you never knew existed. And you're going to feel like this completion within yourself. And it'll be probably the first time you ever really felt this, because you've tried to do other things, like you've studied something and you graduated, or you whatever, you've completed other things, but it never gave you the feeling of like satisfaction that you really wanted. So underneath the star reverse, we have the um, King of Swords. So there's a little bit of a blockage here. There's things you don't want to think about your past that need to be looked at. Um, and it's about like it's like you're over analyzing things in a way, but you have this really strong intelligence, but it's just like you're using it in a way that you feel like you're supposed to. You're using it in a way that you feel like that's how you're supposed to heal it. So you're thinking a lot about how are you going to heal this and things like that, and you're just always off the mark because you're just really overthinking it, and you're not able to feel to it, to use your heart. You're using your head the whole time. And I mean, I think you've been trying to dive into your heart, especially with that Four of Cups there, but it's still like this is the past still, but this is the recent past, and you know you've gotten to it, but then your head really takes over. And so I feel like it's your head that's been blocking you from trying to look at this talent that you have in your heart. It's there, even if you can't think of it right now, but some of you, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. um your head just gets in the way because you're afraid that if you try it and you're not good, then it's just going to crush you. But you will be good at it. You will be. And if you're not, then it's not the one that's right for you. But I just feel like this collective, they know what it is, because they've tapped into their heart enough to know that this is their path. And it doesn't have to be a job path. It could just be something that makes you happy, and lets you express yourself. And that's been a big thing in these readings. Like you've you really need an outlet. You have to have an outlet. If I mean that's something every human being needs. And not only is it just good for you psychologically, oh my god, I had so many chills, but it's going to open you up to your magic. So it's you can, if you are good at something, it doesn't, even if it is like an intellectual pursuit, if you can be good at it and feel good at it and feel like you keep growing and growing and feel proud of yourself, that is this seed. And I just see this tree growing so quickly, and this tree just grows like and somebody's just sitting there like, what? Didn't I just plant this yesterday? That's kind of this feeling like you just planted this, and it's already developing into something so beautiful. And you suddenly, you know what you want. You know what you want. So in the present, we have, oh my god, we have the King of Swords again, Muse of Voices, but he's upright. She, in this one, she's upright, and underneath it we have the Five of Cups. Yeah, so like your head leads you into depression, and over again, it's like this cycle of depression. But I honestly feel like this cycle is ending. You're about to learn how to trust yourself. You're about to learn how to know that the work that you're putting into things is actually doing something for you, even if you don't see the physical, like, evidence of it immediately, because you're going to feel it in your heart. But right now, it's like you feel so lost. Or maybe you feel like it doesn't have to be your whole life. You don't have to be super depressed or anything, but there's this part of you that just feels lost because you've never discovered it. And so you do need this air energy. You do need this intellectual like kind of pursuit here where you're thinking about what could it be, but you have to mix that with your heart center. But you're so afraid to go there because there's, like I said in a few weeks ago, it's like there's this shell around it. And every time you break open the shell, you're like, ow, that hurts, and then you back away. And so you never go all the way in there, and you really, you've got to, but you're almost there. It's like spirit has been helping you through this and helping you get closer and closer. And the reason they said it before, if you were watching that video before, is because it's not because they needed you to do it right away. It's because they needed you to know that that's the path you're taking. So even if it's not time yet, which I really do, I think it's very close to time. Um, they're showing you that this energy of the Five of Cups, of feeling lost, of feeling that you lost something, that you lost a part of yourself, a lost youth. Again, I hear that. Um, it's coming to an end. And what is that at the end of this thing? Oh, it's Earth here. I don't think you're going to be able to see that, but it's like, it looks like mountains or something, or like the dock is going in reverse. The dock is going in reverse. You're going back in time. It's like you're making up for the lost time. You're making up for the lost time because you when you discover this thing inside of you, this part of you that you never really wanted to get to know because you were ashamed of it, or you felt like it was not worthy of your attention or anybody else's attention, or you felt like it would be embarrassing if anybody else saw this of you. And it's people are going to oh my god, people are going to be shocked. They never thought that you could get to this. They never, some people never expected you to do it either. And that's why you didn't. You didn't expect that you could get to this evolution. And it's because these people put it in your head over and over again that you couldn't. And they made you, you know, I mean, you do it, but it's not an intentional thing, but they planted these seeds in you that, so that now you're having a hard time weeding them. You need to weed the garden, is what I'm hearing. Weed the garden. Get out those seeds that were planted by other people that are not yours, because they're blocking your sight, they're blocking your vision. You feel what it is that you need to do, but maybe you don't see it clearly because you still are dealing with these weeds that have overgrown, and they're surrounding the tree that you need to that needs to grow. They're putting a shadow on the piece of land that needs to have sun, because without it the seed will not grow. But the minute that those weeds are gone, the the ground will have space for its roots, the sun will be able to shine, and something something you just mm, something will grow that you cannot imagine. Again, it's like this unimaginable thing. It's like your life is just so completely different in such a beautiful way, and you really experienced this growth all at once. It's like you've been working and working and working, and you've experienced little like bouts of growth, little growth spurts every once in a while, but it's never like enough. And you are enough. It has been enough, but you've never felt like it was enough. You've always felt this emptiness or this heaviness at the same time, like an empty shell filled with air that's like 10 times heavier than than the than the atmosphere. um so it sinks, but it's not going to sink anymore. You're going to be balancing and flowing, and able to stay on land, and you're going to be able to walk on that water. See how she's on the water? You're going to be able to walk on that water. The healer. You're going to be the healer of yourself and others through this. So say it's music. Say that this seed that you know needs to be cultivated, to be not harvested but cultivated, is music, and it could be anything. It does not have to be music. Um, Music is what's going to let you get to this place where you're floating. You can move, and it heals you from the inside out. And you're not healing in order to make other people aware that you're healed. This resonates for me. You're not healing yourself because of them. You're healing yourself because of you, because you're worth it, because you realize that you are the living entity, the conscious entity that is in this body and deserves to live fully. You deserve that. It doesn't matter what you've done. You deserve that. And I'm getting this thing, I don't want to say something negative about somebody, and it's really not, but I heard somebody was saying like something about boundaries again, and like just instead of like giving them a chance, just cut them off. And that's not, it's not aligned. It's at least not for you. It's not aligned, and that doesn't mean that you shouldn't cut anybody off. But I do feel like there's people around you, or they're potentially around you, that are going to be imperfect and will make mistakes just like you, and you're going to see them heal as well, and they're going to be doing it for themselves, and that's what's going to be the most remarkable difference in the end. When you heal it for yourself, that's what's going to make everybody else see that you've healed. So so instead of trying to heal for other people, healing for yourself is really what's going to make the biggest difference, outside and inside. And it's going to spread to others, and others are going to be able to do the same for you. So, cut people off if you need to, but for some of you here, there is somebody that might be around you that you, you just need to be a little patient with. It doesn't mean that you need to tolerate their bullshit, but you could, just give yourself space, put space between you, but you don't have to cut them off completely unless that's necessary. So and I was kind of talking about this earlier, but I didn't show you. We have the Queen of Materials, so trusting yourself, attracting what it is that you want. And another reader, she Wisdom and Light, she posted, "Don't chase, attract, don't chase," or something like that. And we've all heard that before, but it was just like, it just hit me. It hit me real hard. Like, attract, don't chase. Like, how do you do that? How do you do that? And I think that's what you're going to discover when you start to cultivate this talent within you that is already there. It's there. Like, maybe if we're back to music, if you were when you were a child, you heard like symphonies in your head, but you never learned how to play music. That's it. That's it. Or you see like beautiful works of art and you don't know how to put that onto canvas. That is it. Get a teacher. I am getting, especially with the two Kings of Swords, getting a teacher is really important. And this could be a therapist as well. I mean, but I think maybe that's why it's two. Like, there's two kinds of people that you are needing to learn from. But I also feel like because one is reversed and one's upright, it's like you're also teaching. So there's just a whole bunch of learning and teaching going on here. And I feel like it's almost too much to elaborate on. But that theme of learning and teaching and learning and teaching and spreading the knowledge and absorbing the knowledge and spreading it again is super important for this. And I don't know exactly why, but I do know it's going to lead you to attracting instead of chasing. And you might have been chasing a lot throughout your life, and you've been feeling like, I'm trying to attract, but the whole time you have been healing yourself for the benefit of others and not for the benefit of yourself. And again, once you do this, you will be able to attract. So what's underneath here? I didn't, I'm pulling these cards. I'm turning them over. God, I don't know why when I'm channeling, I can't speak English or any language. Anyway, 7. Oh my gosh. Okay, look what we have. So the next card was 7 of Materials, reverse, and this is 7 Materials upright. Seven of Pentacles. So I just want to look at this imagery on both of these cards and see what I can get here. Maybe this one too. Lots of flowers. Flowers in this represents the pentacles, represents the materials. She's like going down a bridge from space. And I don't know what the song actually says, but it says, fall back into, I don't know what he's saying. I think it's space or grace. But anyway, she's not doing that. She's not falling back into this to space anymore. She's going into this where she's very confident, she's very aware, but she can go back and forth. She can go back into the depths of the ocean. But she can also float into the sky. It's like she can go anywhere she pleases now. She can go anywhere she pleases. And every time she does work for herself, she knows what's going to happen. She knows that it's a little investment every time. It's like a stock market, like if you're investing in AI, that came up earlier, but I don't really talk about that very much. But if you invest in AI, if you have the money, invest in AI. Dude, invest in AI. Like, it doesn't take a psychic to know this, but as one, I can tell you that is going to be a lucrative thing. So anyway, it's like investing in AI. You're not going to get a lot from it right now because even if you do have a lot more money next year, you should still leave it alone for the most part, because the longer you leave it, the more you're going to get, because AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. There's going to be controversy around it, and I feel like I want to talk about that now, but I don't want to get too much into that. Maybe that's another video. But invest in yourself, and this is the future. You're starting to understand the use of investing in yourself and why that's so important. And you're starting to see that even though you don't see this physical evidence of that investment being positive for you, you're feeling it in your heart, and that's all you need. 222 on the clock just a second ago. That's all you need. Yeah. So I don't know where this went, actually. No. But the last card that I hadn't overturned yet is the Page of Cups. So, wow, such good news coming your way. It's all leading to good news. Look, it's leading directly to the good news. Directly. So what is in your cup that the Page of Cups, he's just like looking at his cup for the benefit of looking at his cup. There's no purpose to it. That's another thing. You don't have to have an end goal for everything. It's very important to have an end goal. Don't get me wrong, but not everything needs an end goal. Not everything needs you to visualize exactly how it's going to be, because you want to give spirit some leeway and some opportunity to surprise you, because spirit is going to surprise you big time. Big time. And I'm hearing your grandparent, your pet again. The ancestors always say this in these readings. They just don't know. They just don't know. Even when I'm reading for myself lately, they're like, you don't know. You don't. And sometimes for a negative thing, sometimes for a positive thing, but they like to say that you don't know. So walk in faith. Walk in faith. This girl had to walk in faith. This is reminding me of that Star Wars. I like Star Trek better, but that Star Wars show with the lady with like the flesh hair. I don't I don't know. Let's see, because SIRI is upgraded to the AI, so maybe it'll work. Hey Siri, what is the Star Wars with the lady with the flesh hair? Nope. Nope, that's not it. What is the Star Wars series with the blue lady? No, that's not it. Well, anyway, if you know, you know. But in one of it, she is walking down, like it's the most trippy thing. If you take such things, it would be it would be a great idea to watch that. But anyway, she's walking down like a bridge in space, and she sees Luke's, not Luke, sorry, whatever his name is that becomes Darth Vader, and he's the one that taught her. And I forgot what the purpose of it, but it was very spiritual. I should go back and watch it now because it was very spiritual, and there's definitely a message there for someone. So if you're a Star Wars fan, watch that again. I'm sure you've already watched it. And I love her dress. It's really silky. Okay, so silk. I got that. I was channeling, and I didn't get any messages that felt very comprehensible. But I did get something about silk. So softness, because your life right now is feeling rough. It's grating almost, and that's not how it's going to be in the future. And that's part of the surprise. That's what this is telling me too. I'm getting surprise from this. Surprise. So, and the reason you don't know. Oh, I didn't see. I need to ask these questions. What's the reason you don't know? The reason you don't know is because it's not revealed. They don't want to reveal it. Not to me. Not to anybody. They're not going to reveal it until it happens. But they do want you to feel the texture of that future. And it's soft. It's silky. It's roses. Without the thorns, I heard. There's no thorns. It's childlike. It's curious, and it does things for the purpose of doing them, for the fun of it. So this was meant to be a 10-minute reading, and it turned into 26. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. Every time you interact with my content, my videos, these readings become more relevant to you. And also, my link is down below in the description to give a personal reading. I thank you very much if you do so. And to anybody else who bought them, thank you, thank you. And thank you for watching. I send you my blessings and my love. Have a good day.